Without further ado, I'd say let's go ahead and introduce the panelists. First of all, my name's Ben. I'm the content marketing manager here at Hostaway, tuning in from Vancouver, Canada. But I am not the star of the show. Today we have three really special guests. First, we've got Josh. Josh is our Chief Customer Success Officer, Chief Customer Officer at Hostaway, coming in from San Antonio, Texas, home of the Spurs. Welcome, Josh. We also have Jade Zendron. Jade is our technical product manager at Hostaway. Really excited to have the product lens on this. Jade is coming to us from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So welcome, Jade. Thanks for joining. And a very special guest. It's one of my favorite times of the year when we are able to bring on our awesome partners at Vrbo. Specifically Sam Asgar. Sam is the Senior Connectivity Account Manager. He'll be walking you through the bulk of the presentation. Sam, I said this to you before offline, but we really appreciate you taking the time to join us here. And I'm really excited to share the 2025 market data and trends that Vrbo is seeing. As you probably know, Vrbo has a lens into some of the most interesting trends about travel, about accommodation, about hosting. And these are really the insights that you should be leveraging to plan for the rest of this year and then moving into next year. So really excited and honored that Sam's here to share those. A bit more about Hostaway. So we are the leading all-in-one platform for property managers. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. It's crazy to think that in 2015, we were just a little baby, and now here we are with the leading all-in-one platform. So really exciting to be here celebrating 10-year anniversary. And also, just to talk about our bona fides a little bit more, we're a preferred partner in the vacation rental industry. We're on our 5th year now of having the triple crown of being an elite or a premier partner with all of the major OTAs, including one of our very favorites, Vrbo, who's on the call today. And like I mentioned, the triple crown, we're a 2025 Vrbo elite partner, and that's not an easy award, an easy honor to get. So I'd love to tap in Josh here. And Josh, you can let us know a little bit about what this means and what goes into achieving the elite partner status.
Yeah, sure. So we are the highest level you can get partnership wise with Vrbo and all of our OTAs, but we're here to talk about Vrbo and some things there. So let me stay on topic with that. So what that partnership means is that it shows that both Hostaway and Vrbo are aligned on our customer expectations, right? That's basically what it boils down to. Things like the connection status, our response time, new features that Vrbo are wanting to push out, quality of everything is just aligned, but both through the product and through just the entire customer experience. Obviously, you can understand that Vrbo, if we're pushing things to their side, they want to make sure that their clients are taken care of. Well, the same thing here at Hostaway. So all it boils down to is that the partnership, the highest level, means that we're both committed as a company, and then also Vrbo is committed as a company to make sure that the connection between the two deliver a great customer experience. So a lot of our development time spent coordinating with Vrbo to ensure that this quality rate goes through or is set the correct standards. And I would say that if anything, if you're watching this and you're looking for property management software, whatever you do, right? Don't pick a property management software that doesn't have the highest level of partnership, because all that means is they do not have that connection with the OTAs that's going to ensure that you don't have any issues between your property management software and the OTA. So it's a lot of work that goes into getting this partnership, and it's not just like nice to have, right? It's a lot of work, and we dedicate a lot of time to make sure that we're delivering a great customer experience.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh. And so with that all said, I'd love to turn it over to the people who have bestowed this honor upon us. I'd like to introduce Sam Asgar, Senior Connectivity Account Manager at Vrbo. Sam, it's your show.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. Thank you for the introduction. Like you mentioned, my name's Sam. I'm the Senior Connectivity Account Manager here, and I specifically work with Hostaway. So I'm excited to first talk about the opportunity that Vrbo brings to your business. We can move over to the next slide. So with over 1 billion searches per month and 10 million average daily visitors, we offer massive visibility for you and your business. So we specialize in whole home vacation rentals, making it a perfect match for property managers looking to reach families, large families, groups who are planning meaningful getaways. So Vrbo travelers are planners. They book far in advance, on average 89 days out. And these are typically larger families and groups who also stay longer. These are intentional high value bookings, and they usually book about 4.2 trips a year on average and spend more per stay than the industry norm. Um, and so what that means is when you look at travelers' behavior across Vrbo, they spend 58% more overall, 47 more per night than other travel platforms, and they usually stay about an average of a full day longer. This means more revenue that you don't want to leave on the table. Um, so if you're already listing on our platform, or if you're not, if you aren't listing your entire inventory, it's time that you maybe tap into a different audience or a new audience that may not be on other channels. We make it super easy to integrate with Hostaway. They do a great job integrating with us. This will help you bring in new incremental guests, the high value travelers. You'll also get support for being an integrated partner. We have a special support for our integrated partners. So you'll get more of a one-on-one support experience, and you'll have access to an account manager here at Vrbo that is um, very interested in your development and growth. So next, I'm going to go over a little bit of our traveler values. These came from an Expedia Group 2025 Traveler Value Index, where we did surveys conducted across 11 different countries, and these are some of the takeaways. So half of our consumers say that travel is more important to them now than it was 5 years ago. So people are still looking to travel. They're not just looking for transactions, they're looking for experiences. So this is great for the vacation rental business, and because this is what we offer, right? These are private, spacious homes that have emotional value, that kind of tap into the local markets a little bit more than hotels do. And when we look at what are some of the leading values when booking, when they are deciding to book, the two biggest ones that usually rise to the top are reviews and pricing. So let's break that down. So pricing is not just about being the cheapest, it's about perceived values. Travelers compare your nightly rates. They're savvy shoppers. They look across, where the location is, what the amenities are, the reviews, things like that. So your pricing strategy should reflect both a competitive position and unique value for your property. So make sure that your pricing is consistent and competitive in your market. And then across multiple channels, make sure that pricing is consistent as well. The second one is reviews. This has really become a deal breaker when it comes to traveling. It's just not a reflection of the experience, but it directly influences how visible your listing is. So Vrbo, we tend to sort our listings by how likely we believe it's going to get a booking, and reviews is a major factor into that. I think it's one of the most important things. I think everyone here has had the experience before they even shop for anything or buy anything or book a hotel, the first thing they do is go look at the reviews or ask friends who have been there. So it's very important to
So
actively manage your reviews
Yeah,
strategy.
one of the things here at Hostaway that we try to focus on, because we know this, right? We know that guests are looking at reviews. They want to make sure that where they're staying. Obviously, I think everybody on this call is not surprised that reviews are a huge driver in booking. But we do a lot of things in our platform to help that out. We do reminders. There's a certain stat, Sam. I don't know if you have it off the top of your head, but we at one point looked to see what the chances of getting a review are when you leave a review first to the host or to the guest when they leave, and it is through the roof, right? And so you want to make sure you get that review into your guest before they're out of before they're too long down the road, right? So you can do that. You can set up automations inside of Hostaway. We've got some cool AI features that you can start utilizing at Hostaway with our reviews as well. So we're very heavily focused on making sure that we're connecting with Vrbo and pushing reviews to push you up in the algorithm.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. And we'll touch a little bit more on reviews in future slides coming up. But yeah, thank you for that. This is looking at the most wanted features from the travelers that we surveyed. So this is what travelers are filtering for and what they're expecting when they search. These really aren't any sort of luxury perks anymore. These are kind of the baselines, other than a few things in here, such as like maybe view if the place doesn't have a view. But everything else really is kind of the baseline. Air conditioning if it's in a warm area, heat if it's in a cold area. Not only having these things, but how is a traveler to know if you have these things if you don't have them set up within your amenities? I know if I'm taking a trip down to the Texas coast, just to be safe, I'll probably filter for air conditioning in my search. And if you don't have your listing set up accurately with these things, you're not going to show up in searches. So you're not even giving yourself a chance to get a booking. Same with, I have young kids. If I want to make sure I have a TV with streaming options, maybe to keep them busy, I'm going to filter for these kind of things, and washer and dryer as well. If it's a long trip, we know Vrbo travelers stay longer. And if I'm at the beach, I want to be able to maybe wash our towels every couple days or every day. So making sure that you have updated your listing. I know this is something you probably set it when you first go live, and amenities isn't something that you are changing, such as pricing every day. So I would say it's probably best practice to maybe every 3 months set a calendar reminder to go audit your amenities. Make sure everything that you have is listed in there, because you never know if someone's going to, be a decision maker, a deal breaker, or a filter for them.
Yeah, I would say this is the most common thing that we find whenever we're going in and doing audits on accounts. We work with Vrbo quite often to send messages and alerts to our users that say you could be getting more money on Vrbo, and we find things like they don't have Wi-Fi selected, but they have internet selected. So they have internet or like some sort of wireless internet, but they don't have the correct one set on Vrbo. AC and heat's a big one as well. Obviously, some people don't have AC in their house. But these are things you should be checking quite often. And one of the things that we do here, just not as a meaning to be like forgetful, but like we usually set it and forget it, right? And we don't go back and we make sure that these channels that you're set up on, they're your marketplace, right? They're there to review everything that you have and send you business. And so it's very important that you stay on top of the amenities you have. And it's not a kind of a set it and forget it. And even if you set these a long time ago and you don't remember what you have, go in and look at them, right? Because that Wi-Fi, the internet, making sure you have all these amenities checked, you'd be surprised what people are searching for. And a lot of people don't come up because they don't know that these amenities aren't checked. And they might have it on one channel as something, and they have it completely different on another channel, or they don't have it on one channel and they have it on another. And we try to do our best to kind of find those and alert people to do that. But going back and doing it out of an alert, it doesn't usually yield much success. So I think that, the suggestion of going back after a little while and checking, setting them on your calendar is a really good one, because it's the number one driver of getting more business.
Yep. And one of the interesting ones that has kind of risen over the years, the parking included. And I think this may have to do with the rise of like shorter trips throughout the year, right? Instead of doing one or two larger couple week trips, 1 week trips, I think with less remote work and things like that, people are definitely doing more weekend drive trips, and they want to make sure that they have parking included. So that might not be one that you think is important, because you think, oh, it's a no brainer that there's parking, but it definitely adds value, and probably obviously things people are filtering for their weekend trip up to Gatlinburg or something, or Destin. So making sure they can drive the cars, park, not have to pay or not have to worry about that. So just little things here. EV chargers, another one that's kind of new, but as electric cars are increasing, you want to make sure that if you've invested in that, you're set up in the filter so you're getting the travelers that you intended to.
And to chime in here as well, I think we cannot stress enough how important the amenities are for the searches. And also, when guests are reviewing the properties, this is super important. For example, we see a lot of properties at Hostaway and other places that do not list the type of location where the listing is located. So if you have a beach view, if you are located in the downtown, this is super important. Guests are really keen to filter for the type of location that they will be staying in at. So at Hostaway, you can on your listing settings go through all the amenities. We will tell you which ones will be synced with Vrbo, so make sure that everything is aligned in there.
Perfect. Thank you. So the next one is trust. Trust is currency in this industry. 75% of travelers say they'd pay more for a rental if they have better reviews, and 24% would say they'd pay a lot more. So reviews do more than signal quality. They influence visibility in our search, and they improve the guest confidence in the booking. So like Josh mentioned earlier, this is kind of what we believe is the best review strategy. Obviously, first and foremost, you want to deliver a 5-star experience, and Actively communicate promptly with your guests, fast responses, making sure that they have instructions day of set up perfectly where they're not having to call you or reach out via email because they can't get in the house. So communication is key. Leveraging Hostaway, they have a review integration with Vrbo, which is great, and they're able to manage these reviews, respond to reviews within Hostaway, and not having to come into Vrbo to do that. Encourage reviews by, I've seen when I've stayed at Verbos, I've seen there's cards around the house that say like, don't forget to leave us a 5-star, and really, when they deliver that experience and then they remind me on my way out, I'm usually doing it, on the way to the airport or in my car. So just little reminders. And then lastly, Josh mentioned earlier, review the traveler. So just a quick overview of our process. We send a couple emails for the first 2 weeks, reminding them automatically when they check out, don't forget to leave a review. After 2 weeks, if they haven't done anything, we drop off communication there. We don't want to be spamming them forever about the review. But if you review the traveler, let's say after those 2 weeks, now that sparks another 2 weeks of automated emails that say you've been reviewed. If you want to receive this review, you have to review the host. So this encourages them again with emails and also incentivizes them by saying, if you want the review that you received, review them back. So I would say always review the traveler, maybe 2 to 3 weeks after checkout. Oh, and just real quickly, 20% increase was the number, Josh. We see it when you review the traveler, we see a 20% increase in reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it simple, right? Whenever I get a notification from Vrbo about checking out that somebody's left me a review as a guest, the first thing I do is, number one, I feel bad if I haven't let them a review yet. So I'm just quickly like in my email, I'll click that link, leave them a quick review, and it just makes it a lot easier. Instead of getting emails from someone else, it's like, hey, this person took the time out to do this for you. Can you do this for them? It just makes it way easier.
Yep.
And at Hostaway, we provide you all the tools that you need to automate this process as well. So we have the automated messages that you can use to nudge your guest, and also you can set up your auto reviews, so you never miss a guest review, and this additional nudge to encourage them to review their stuff.
And then back to trust, Premier Host is probably the ultimate way ever kind of gaining that badge of trust. This will get you more visibility, get you badging, and also will get you most likely put on Expedia distribution. So if someone's searching on Expedia and there's no hotels in their area, we push listings that have instant book and Premier Host as well as options within Expedia as well. So we are talking about travel budgets. Travelers they're watching their money, but they still have budgeted amounts, right? With the uncertainty in the economy always, but half of travelers are saying they're increasing their travel budget, but then also 58% are anticipating being more price conscious. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier around making sure you're competitive in your rates towards the value that you're providing. And then one major friction point for guests is fees. So half of travelers say they won't book if the fees exceed 15% of the total. 2/3 say more than 2 fees is a deal breaker. So we recommend consolidating these fees where possible, rolling it into your prices, and trying to stay away from things like admin fees, service fees that guests really don't know what the value of that fee is. Deals. This is what we've seen in that traveler value index is 40% of Vrbo guests are interested in long-term stay discounts. So as I mentioned earlier, Vrbo guests tend to stay longer. And so they're always looking for, if they're staying for a week, they are looking for getting some value out of that. And then like I mentioned earlier, or I haven't mentioned yet, but we do have other discounts that are coming to Vrbo later this year, such as like early bird discount, mobile booking discount, things like that. So yeah, deals and discounts are really big right now, as we saw 58% of travelers are more price conscious. And then, like I just mentioned in the previous slide, these are some of the options that are coming to Vrbo. You may have already seen them for our platform users go live for the early bird and last minute, but this is coming for our integrated partners as we speak and should be generally available to our software partners in October. And then once they are able to build that out as well. So we'll have early bird, early booking, last minute first, and then later we'll have the member only and mobile promotions in the near future. So let's talk about policies real quick and embracing flexibility. and we can just jump to the next slide for time purposes. So cancellation policy is a big one. And when we're looking at conversion rate in North America for year to date, you can easily see the relaxed policy is nearly 0.75. When you look on the other side of no refund and strict, we're closer to 0.4. So it's almost double the likelihood that if a traveler comes to a relaxed or moderate listing, they're more likely to check out. And that's pretty much as simple as that.
Yeah, this is another huge one, right? The cancellation policy. That's actually the first thing we noticed working with Vrbo that made the largest amount of difference. We were able to go in and talk with a good amount of our clients that had very strict or firm cancellation. I think these were strict, actually, very strict. Sam, you remember that project? They were strict cancellation policies. We were able to go in and educate them on like, hey, maybe we wanted to ease this up a little bit, and here's actually what that means. And we were able to generate over $2 million in bookings in just a couple months by changing that, right? So make sure you're checking these cancellation policies and that you understand what they are, right? A lot of people think that strict's the best because, hey, I've got a very strict property here. I need to make sure that everything's taken care of. Go in and make sure that you understand what those look like. And there's other options to making sure that you have the right people come stay at your property. There's guest verification. There's different ways you can set up ways to just be secure rather than adding a strict policy. Because what happens is that people are searching for your property. And if you're set on strict, it might not necessarily show up, right? And so if you're concerned about the people that are staying there and certain things that might happen, don't do the cancellation policy. There's other ways to do that, right? So just educate yourself on that, and we're happy to help here at Hostaway if you want to dive into that.
And the next slide will show that I know a lot of people say like, well, it's risky for my business to change my policy and be less restrictive. I would counter and say it's more risky to be on a stricter policy. As you can see here, the green is showing the percentage inventory in North America on the relaxed policy, moderate, or any policy. Blue is percentage of bookings, and then yellow is traveler cancellation rate. And as you can see, pretty much across the board from relaxed, moderate, firm, and strict, the cancellation rate doesn't change too much. A little bit lower on the no refund, but the smallest amount of bookings too. And you can see moderate, the percentage of bookings to the listings definitely outperforms without really giving anything up in traveler cancellation rate. So really, people are looking for flexibility. They're not looking to cancel. And then lastly, instant book. This is pretty much the standard, the norm right now. I think most people want to be able to go on and find the perfect home and book it right then and there. Imagine if you had to go to Amazon and request to buy something and wait 24 hours, right? People find that home, they fall in love, and they want to be able to book it right then and there.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you, Sam. And now I'm bringing in our closing pitcher here, Jade. Jade is from the product team, and she's going to take us through, give us a look at the host quality dashboard, which is very exciting. Go ahead, Jade.
Very quickly, guys, at Hostaway, we provide you the tools to manage the quality of your listings and ensuring that travelers have a great experience. So we recently introduced the hosting quality dashboard. In this dashboard, it is only visible for admin and account owners, so you don't need to worry about people who shouldn't have access to this data to see it. But we are making it very easy to understand what is the status of your listing, the review score. If you go to the next slide, you will see that we have filtering capabilities as well. So if you want to see what is your average review score only for Vrbo, you can filter that out. You can order your listings by the average review score. And very exciting, on the next slide, I'm bringing you guys the reviews dashboard. So we talked a lot about what guests expect and what you can do to increase the visibility of your listings on Vrbo. And definitely having great reviews is the best way to achieve that. Everything we talked about here, what we want in the end is that the guests have a great experience and they leave you an amazing 5-star reviews. So in this dashboard, we are bringing the detailed reviews of that the guests are leaving to your property. So you can see here the individual categories that guests are rating when they make a review on Vrbo, and we are showing the average score based on the filterings that you add. So, for example, you can see the how is the communication? For example, in this screenshot, we see that communication score is very low. So if you filter your listings, you can find opportunities to improve this category. So in this case, for example, we can see that in the city Kenmore, The communication is doing very well. So you have an opportunity here of working with your staff and finding the opportunities that you need. For example, setting automated messages to make sure that when the guests stay at their property, they have a good experience when communicating to you. And we are bringing you the most mentioned category. So we are bringing you the data that the guests are mentioning on the reviews. So we want to make this very actionable for you. And even more exciting, if we go to the next slide, we have here recently rolling out the Host AI Insights, which will read your reviews and do an analysis based on what the guests are saying about your listing to tell you very explicitly what you can do to improve those reviews. So besides just looking at the scores, we are also telling you what are the points that you can work on that will make the most impact, or what is the change that you can make now to your listing description that will will set the right expectations to guests, so in the end they have a very good experience. So I really hope you guys leverage this feature and boost your 5-star reviews and boost your visibility on Vrbo.
If you're on the call or if you're watching this and you want to get optimized for Vrbo, you're not getting bookings from Vrbo, or you want to learn more about Vrbo, you have a dedicated customer success manager here at Hostaway. We're happy to walk you through that. It's part of our job is to make sure you're getting value out of Hostaway. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to upsell you anything or anything like that. We're here to help you get bookings. So email customersuccess@hostaway.com. It'll get directly to your customer success manager, and we'll walk through these things with you. No problem.
Thanks, guys. Recording will be up by the end of the day, so have a look there, and we'll see you again next month. Let me know. My email is ben.ronald@hostaway.com. Would love to hear your feedback on these webinars, what you're liking, what you're not liking, what you'd like to see more of. Let me know. I'd be happy to incorporate that. So Jade, Sam, Josh, thanks again, and thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next month.